What is going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Listen, I'm aware the creator codes went live today. I've been working and doing stuff with my family, but I do have some time to stream today. And if I were you, I would have a lot of questions. I am aware that Seaton put out a video today. I think a lot of the content creators have. Like I said, I kind of just finished up some work and doing things. So I want to answer any questions you may have. I would love to talk about it. If you guys don't have any questions, if you don't want to talk about it, we're just going to play MCoC. But that's what today's stream is going to be about. If I feel like there's something that's timestamp worthy, I will put that on here. It is for people who will be watching the playback. And the one lead off example of what I want to say from these creator codes is actually there's two things. One is I would of course love it if you use my code, right? It will allow me to do a ton of things, including prioritize this side project of mine. As you know, I have a full-time family. I love my wife and my kids. I love spending time with them. They are the biggest priority in my life, and I have chosen that. I want that. And then I have a job that I am incredibly grateful to have, and I prioritize that. And then this channel is one of my many side projects. It's become almost like a second job, according to my accountant. I absolutely love it. And what this will do, what these codes will do, and you've kind of seen it the last couple of weeks for me as I got back from vacation, was it makes it a lot easier to put aside some of those other side projects, or to do things like tell my wife, like, hey, I'm going to stream a little bit before dinner. And she's like, you know what, go for it. Go ahead. Have some fun. And things like this is practical for you as viewers. Is this stream is unmonetized. And as long as codes are going very, very well, we'll see how they do. I'm going to continue streaming unmonetized. We don't need the commercials anymore. So I do think this could be an incredibly beneficial thing. I don't want to belabor this point. I want to see your questions, what you're actually interested in knowing, but a huge shout out and thank you to, you may have heard of this gentleman, content creator named Seaton, did a really nice shout out of my channel and the work that myself and the MCoC Illuminati and the Spreadsheet Wizards put in. If you're not using my code, if you're not using Seaton's, I would really appreciate it if you go and you use a code for one of the MCoC Illuminati members. You go and support them because they truly do share a tremendous amount of knowledge with me every single month to get a variety of tier lists out to you. And he's right, Seaton made a great point. Those people like Cat Murdoch and Misty K, and I know they're not the only ones, but I think they might be the only ones who are currently part of the code program. Go support them. Like they literally, to the best of my knowledge, get very, very little for those infographics that people like myself and you use all of the time. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. I see people typing things on. Like I said, this stream may be all question and answer. I do want to play a lot too, but I feel like this was so much better than just getting out a video and that sort of thing. Okay, Oates man, what's up, dude? So glad you're here, man. So glad you're here. Say hi to the dogs for me. Woo Bear, what's up, B McG? Speaking of Illuminati members with creator codes. Oh, G Highline, how you doing, man? What's up, Carlos? How you doing? Sammy, double stream, you got that right, man. Great to see you. Thanks a lot for stopping by again today. B McFreaking G, you got that right. Roz Anthony Wiggins, can we use Vega now? You can. You can literally right now. I am aware that people have been using it. I want to answer your questions. I am happy to tell you like what I think and what I feel from this. And so maybe I will do a timestamp and do that. What I think and feel. And I'm going to do that. I actually am going to do that. Seeing people use the codes is, I'll say hi to everyone that's here, and then I'll get into that. But yes, just the one thing I'll love is this is really clear is it needs to be underlined. And I'll say it when I get to it is I never want anyone to feel any pressure to spend. That is important to me. I've been saying that for years. You will see no changes from me except for, again, pushing other side projects. I like to do a lot of stuff. In case you can't tell, I'm a pretty active guy. I like to do a lot of things. I dabble in this, I dabble in that. I want to learn here, I want to learn there. Yeah, I have a variety of stuff. And this will just continue to make it easier to be like, I'm going to focus on my Vega 583 channel here. So 2 streams a day. What's up, Ice? Thanks for being here, man. Yes, Austin, I'm happy to talk about that. Let's do that a little bit later, but stick around, ask me that. I'm happy to talk about that. And that is a big part of my advice. And like, do not ever feel pressure to spend. I don't hate prestige. I hate what I see players and the stress that they go through. That's what I hate. Okay. Yo, what's up, Mr. V? Sebastian, you got there. Bastion was like, support Vega, man. You got to support Vega. All right, so this is this. What's up, Sink? How you doing? Old man, easy. What is the code for? Carlos, that is a phenomenal question. In fact, let's do that. What is the code actually for? What does it do? I do want to timestamp this stuff for everybody. All right, so I've just been asked by Carlos, what is the code for? Like, what does it do? So here's what it does. Is I don't want to start off with the abundant clear, because if I was you, here's what I'd be like. Is like, yeah, man, I want to support you, but I ain't gonna pay more to this game. This game's expensive as hell as it is, dude. That's where I would start off with, right? And I want to be specifically, I want to answer that question as precisely as possible. It is my understanding that literally no cost difference will be incurred by you. Literally none. All of this is basically Kabam sharing a small amount. I don't know what that is actually. What you or any other player spends with myself whenever you use the code. So one of the most important things I think take away from this, and what made me very comfortable with this, is I don't work for Kabam. Because as you know, on my channel, it's always been, I'm not pro Kabam, I'm not anti Kabam. I am pro my audience, I am pro player. You might not always agree with what I say, but you can know it's going to be what I actually think and believe. Sometimes it's going to upset you, sometimes it's going to make you happy. And this only furthers that. I wanted to make sure that I never had this like, well, I don't know, I don't want to upset Kabam, or I want to really say this is great. None of those things, because I'm aware I am human, right? If I was a judge, I would recuse from myself from cases that involve my family or friends. And so I never wanted to be placed in that spot. And when I first heard about this, Kabam answered that right away. You don't work for us. In fact, if anything, I feel like I more work for you if I work for anyone. But what I really am working for is continuing that relationship with you and always having that be the number one priority. So it is a code that if you choose to go to the Summoners Market, and if you are spending on the game, that is the better place to spend on, because you get more for your money there than you do via the App Store, right? Via this here in game. Which is where I think this probably benefits Kabam, is this is just another way for them to get more people to go to their Summoners Market than right here, right? Because Kabam gets more of the money from the Summoners Market if you go to the Summoners Market. And if you're making a purchase, please put in my code, or like I said, one of the Illuminatis, or one of those I can't think of the term right now, guys, but the infographic creators. And they will get a portion. Kabam will give them a portion. It is you. The money is coming from you. If you don't spend, then the content creator doesn't get any. If you don't put it in the code, the content creator doesn't get any. So that's what this is. And I believe I can't speak for any other content creators, so I'm not going to. I'm going to stay away from comments like all or everyone believes, or because I don't know. I have a feeling they would agree with this though, is I do not want you spending a dime, literally a penny, whatever the currency is in your country, that you weren't otherwise comfortable doing, wanting to do, that fits within your entertainment budget. None of this will change. None of this. In fact, if anything, things are just going to improve if there is any change or evolution. So you're going to see me putting more time into this channel because I'm more motivated and I'm enjoying it more. And I feel like Kabam is very much respecting what myself and the other content creators are doing. I hope that answered that question. If you have any more on that topic, Carlos, please answer it. What's up, man? Thank you so much, brother. It worked. Total appreciation. Thank you, Ross. That's I'm going to get to this, what I think and feel of this. MSD, talk about one of the many friends of the MCoC Illuminati. Use that man's code too. It's essentially a referral fee. Yeah, in a good way, right? Like, yeah, I think that's probably a positive way. So in fact, if anything, I want to make sure it's clear. I'm not using this in the legal sense of the term. I actually see it as a bit of a pass-through. Kabam's actually acting as like a bit of a pass-through. Like, if you make a super chat, which I see Ozfan just did, massive thank you. I really appreciate that. Like, thank you. And in fact, let's get that up on the board. The way I see it is like Ozpan did that. Ozpan has been one of the longest, most consistent supporters of my channel, financially, with his own time, his interest, with comments, with views, with helping run the alliance that I run. So he's able to support me in a variety of ways, and I appreciate that. Way I see this is, I, player, person, summoner, viewer, am already choosing to spend on the game because I'm having fun, which is the only reason you should spend on the game. Should never be from pressure. And now I get to share some of that with Vega. The cost to you is exactly the same. It changes not at all. But now it's cool. I mean, trust me, don't get me wrong. I love the super chats. Don't get me wrong. Of course I do. I respect money. I respect money, and I respect what you had to do to earn that money, right? But now I don't have to like give a $5 super chat to tell Vega or any other content creators, hey, I really appreciate what you've done. You're really entertaining, you're really informative. Thank you. You know, all the various things. Now it can be like, I kind of want to buy that $5 deal or that $10 deal. I'm going to get a little something, enjoy the game. And my favorite content creator or the person I'm choosing to support that, because I know you have a variety of favorites, they're going to get a little bit of it. The cost to you is exactly the same. So that's the way I'm seeing it. I spend on the game too. And I'm going to use my own code a lot. I'm one of my favorite content creators, but I'm also going to support my buddies because I know what they do, and that's the way I'm looking at it. That's cool. I'll definitely make sure I have that set up for the next big sale. Thanks, Carlos. Really appreciate it, man. And if you already participated in the sale, big, massive thank you. Spent, not sent. Maybe I misspoke, but got it. I just tested it. I spent $10 and used your code. Dude, thank you, O's fan. Like, there you can set it up in a variety of ways, and I'm obviously still figuring it out. Not the best with technology. I have become aware that people have been using it before I publicized it, and I'm sure that's from Seaton and his video and the really powerful shout out he did today. I think that's why I like your channel. Other than the fact that we are friends, you have a real job and you do not rely on the game framework. Yeah, Old Man Easy, 100% agreed with all of that. Like I said, I appreciate money. I appreciate the value of $1, right? Like I've told you, like I've changed my parking spot to save $5. You know, like I appreciate the value of $1. And so I definitely appreciate the value of your dollar or whatever the currency is called in your country. And I also appreciate that this is a relationship. Like I've told you guys for a while, I enjoy the game still very much, but I think I get more out of the content creation side and the advice giving side and the entertainment side. And so that just further prioritizes, like, my motivation is to tell you guys what I actually think. Always. Like, and always will be. So yeah. I imagine it will be Spotify level rebate payments, but nice they started doing it. I don't know what that is, but specifically, I'm aware of what Spotify is. Yeah, I don't. Let's be clear here. You're not going to see me on a yacht tomorrow, right? But you know, yeah, it's. I mean, yeah. Is making sure in creator code or someone else's? I'm gonna probably use mine, but I'm also gonna use other people's. I want to see how this goes. I don't know exactly how this is all going to go. El Chignon, dude, thank you so much. Let us know if you have a question. There you go. Thanks, man. Thank you very, very much. There was the other question here, and I do want to get to it. And then we'll start playing, and we'll just talk. The second and huge thank you for the donation. Let's know if you have a question. Thing is what I think and feel about this, right? What I think and feel is, I kind of did a lot of the what I think and like how I see this as the evolving the relationship between myself and you all, right? We do have some full-time content creators, and obviously they were highly motivated to like really get their stuff going. And again, I'm going to continue to try to not talk about them because I always mean that in a positive light. Is I'm constantly having my attention being asked for in a variety of places. My family is my priority, my children are my priority, my wife's my priority. I want it that way. And I'm lucky that I get to spend so much time with them. Then my own job, right? And then my friends and things like that. And then I like doing a lot of different things. Like I'm currently kind of trying to learn the guitar. I'm trying to learn another language. I'm currently getting back into swimming. There's just like you, there's a variety of things. Football season's starting back up, right? I'm considering starting a second channel. I've already started working on a variety of videos for that channel. And what this has done, and this kind of started actually over a year ago, not the codes, but this thought process for me was I'll just say it, guys, the new community team of Karate Mike and Dorky Dave, and the professionalism with which they have treated the content creators. I used to feel like unwelcomed in the CCP. In fact, there's times where I felt downright hated. And you mean the term hate, like literally hated, not liked, not wanted there, and treated adversarially. And so there were times you'd see me leave the CCP, you'd see me really pissed off because I was treated very poorly. in my opinion. Other people will probably disagree, but they don't know all the things that happen privately. And I don't know why that was the case. I truly have no clue. And then there's been massive changes there. And we had 2 people in who don't give me special treatment or preferential treatment, but they treat everyone professionally. I all of a sudden now have like the art to make like really good videos. We get the champions in time to test them. We get the champion, like, I can't think what they're called, but like the write-ups from the designers, like in time, so that, oh, we have a question about this. And the designers are like, oh, we can answer that. And what that does is that allows us to make better videos and get better information out to you, which then helps our channel because you viewers are like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's able to answer that question. Oh, cool. Now, hey, they were able to stream test this. That's amazing. You know, like you see the champion guides that some of the best content creators are putting out there. Again, I'm not going to say other people's names because I don't want to involve them and I haven't checked this with them. But I think those guides have gotten better and better and better. And a big part of that is because they're getting access. They're getting to be able to talk. They're able to talk to people who design the fight. They're able to the time to go through and do it. And that makes our channels better. And then that meets a better viewer experience. And if that's how MCoC looks better, I am all for it. We're not putting lipstick on a pig, right? At no point are we like, hey, can you make this champion look good? Can you say this is better than it is? No. They're like, bam, here's what we're doing. If it's bad, feel free to say it's bad. You guys have seen me criticize multiple times, but we're confident in what we're doing, and we're going to help you make better videos by giving you better assets, by giving you better knowledge, by giving you more time, by being timely, by being professional, by not treating you like you're a dick because you asked a simple question, right? Like you're not a problem for being here. You are wanted here. You're welcome here. Let's help each other out. And the game does better because the information is better. Like once I was like, oh, they realize they've got a kick-ass game. They make mistakes all the time. It's a live service game. They make mistakes, right? And that's frustrating. I'm going to continue to call that out. But once like I was like, oh, they know they've got a kick-ass game. I'm pumped. That's why you saw me back in like December. I was in a tower on vacation on the beach making videos because I was excited to do it. That's who I've worked with. That's how I've built what I've built in my real life, is working with awesome people who are confident in what they're doing. So I'm all kinds of pumped up because this is going to allow me, if it goes the way I think it's going to go, this is going to allow me to put those other side projects to the side, to really invest more and more in this channel and these videos with you all, to do things like this stream is unmonetized, do streams unmonetized, and get financial, like finances that's not costing anyone anything except for Kabam. That's the only company that's kind of losing out here. It's them, which I'm okay with, right? And of course, I would imagine they're a company not doing this to like, you know, they're not doing this to be altruistic. They're doing it because they're like, the better our videos are, the more content creators can actually like earn an income from this. The more videos they're going to put out, the better it is for the game. So they're like, cool. Let's pass a little bit through. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel respected. I feel pumped. I feel excited. How do I play for content creator program? That should be on the website. So this is it too. This isn't just about me and I think that's a pretty small group right now, to be honest. They have professionalized the whole thing, every step of the way. I'm not saying they're never gonna make mistakes. I don't know, and I would never guarantee that. I make mistakes. I make mistakes every single day. So I'm not going to say that it's going to be perfect, but what I will say is I see them professionalizing and greatly improving all of it. So please find it on the Kabam page. If you can't find it, let me know. We can maybe look for it, or I can try to post that somewhere. And I believe strongly that they are improving that greatly. I waited months and months and months with literally no word, and that was the experience of so many people. And I was pretty sure that was intentional, because it was letting you know basically what your treatment was going to be once you got there. And I can't say for sure it was intentional, but I can guarantee you that's how it felt. How's it going, Vega? Damn, man, they screwed us over big time with the prestige thing. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. My first purchase in this game was a platinum trap with Count Brilliant. I believe the pass best value. So they do. Use your code. Dude, huge thank you. And again, never feel pressure to spend. I'm going to stop saying that because I don't want to make it weird. And I greatly appreciate it. If you're already wanting to spend it fits in your budget, I of course appreciate all of the support. I recognize and respect the value of everyone's dollar. So thank you. What's up, Ham? How you doing, man? It's a win-win situation. Can't see this as part of marketing. So, old man easy, that's a really succinct way to put it, is I think that they were like, huh. And again, I'm trying to be funny. I'm going to go into the funny side of this now. Is I think it feels like someone in the room said, like, we should maybe treat our content creators well. Yeah, it's like free advertising. Like, yeah, sometimes they say negative stuff, but like, they obviously like the game. Maybe we should treat them good. And like, that's literally like sale. And then of course, the more commercials are being put out, the more videos, the more this, the more entertainment, the more people want to play the game. And so, yeah, that's how I think it works. Am I being off the stage? No, no, dude. Oh, it's Aaron. Yeah, I really like Aaron a lot, Ham. I'm sorry. Nah, man, you're welcome to be here. You gonna try to get a CCP? Dude, please do. I think the CCP could use someone like yourself. Yeah, and El Chignon, seriously, get in there, man. They're gonna make you work. Like, keep in mind, I've been doing this for over 5 years. That tier list has come out every single month for 5 years. So it's a lot of work, y'all. It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Cole or Anti-Venom? Man, I think Anti-Venom's a great champion, but you know, I'm going to say Cole, man. You've seen the videos I've made. I do think Anti-Venom's a more well-rounded champion. I actually got asked that exact question earlier on the stream earlier today. And they were a recent Valiant. And so I did say that, like, if my account was on the non-super massive side, right, I go big on the sales, right? I feel like Cole is a little bit more of a luxury pick in that regard, but I do think it's a tough choice and all that. So, might want to delete that volume. No, it'll be fine. Yeah, they are not above criticism, guys. You can go look up my videos and the various things I've done and said. They aren't wanting good little soldiers. Not at all. I wouldn't do it. You guys have seen me. I wouldn't do it. So, and I honestly think the vast majority of the content creators wouldn't do it. I can't speak for everyone, and I'm not going to try. But yeah, I really don't think so. All right, let's get some cosmics in. I'm pumped up. I want to talk with you guys. So, not sure how amazing this is going to go. But, yeah. Oh, actually. Wait a minute. I do agree with that, Brian. Time is not great. Where's Brian? And I'm not saying that you guys don't deserve it, but what bad timing to announce this. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the prestige thing, because I assume that's what you mean, Brian. I think if they waited for a time when like everyone's happy, we would literally be 40 years from now and we'd still be sitting here. Because that's just not the case. In fact, tomorrow I'm doing a live stream. We're starting a new podcast. We're going to also record it live. So hopefully you can make it. It'll be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we called it Counterpoint and got a cool logo and everything. And it's going to have MCoC encyclopedia and talk about, again, I'm more focused on the talking than the whatever, but this is fine. I intended to use Corvus for Lady Deathstrike. And Maddie MCoC. And, one of the things we're going to talk about is the free or low to play experience. And I want them to kind of educate me a little bit. Like I had a free to play account. I got it relatively far, but I'm not going to try to act like that's like, oh, well, see, I did it. It's fun. No, dude, I'm a content creator. I played this game a ton. I got to play live in front of a bunch of people. So, my experience and the true free to play experience, I'm not pretending we're the same, but it did help educate me a little bit on what that's like. And so I want them to point out that experience. I want them to say, hey, I'm not enjoying this. Like, hey, Vega, you and a bunch of the Illuminati may be enjoying what's going on with tech and mutants right now, but as a free-to-play player, not that fun. Not that fun at all, man. And so I want to hear that. I want to see it. I want to hear it live. They're also both really funny. And so I'm hoping for some laughs and not like forced disagreement. This isn't going to be like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless and outrageous, stupid comments. But do want to have a good time with it. And I actually think we agree a lot. I like both their channels. Maddie's humor is a little different than mine, but he's also about 30 years younger than me. So I think that's to be expected. Okay, so the Prestige. So, I did the big thing earlier this morning, and I want to start off with one thing right away is, guys, I hate Prestige. I don't hate Kabam for having it. I think it's a way to earn income. And, I don't begrudge Kabam for doing things to make money on this game. All right? I don't. What I do begrudge is sometimes think they push things too far. I think it feels... I can't think of the term I use, but it really encapsulates how I feel. It feels like I'm about to die, basically. It can start to feel coercive. I don't think it's intended to be coercive, but it can start to feel that way, and that's not a good feeling. I don't think that's how they want their players feeling, right? I gotta focus. Well, whatever. I don't care. I just need to get this content done, and I wanted to hang out with you guys. I need to focus that for a minute, and then I'll get back to it. Sorry, guys. Okay, much better. What was I saying? They can feel coercive. And I think everyone's like kind of line in the sand, or when that crosses over into it's going to be different. Like you've heard me say this feels coercive or this at various times over the last 5 years. And sometimes some of you will be like, dude, what are you talking about? This doesn't feel coercive. Like some people will even be like, I remember like a deal came out during war. And some people were like, dude, I love that deal. What are you talking about? So we're not all going to respond the same, which is part of my whole, like, if Kabam waits till everyone's happy, then we're never going to ever get anything. Do any of these champions heal? Iron Man heals. Let's see. I should have put, oh no, Ultron wouldn't heal from that spot. I also should have probably brought a Cosmic Champion. I'm paying so little attention to what I'm doing because I want to talk with you guys. What else was I saying about that? Oh, so Prestige. So with Prestige, I think a lot of you know this, but some of you may not. I actually did the Prestige race for a long time, and I'm talking like try to be #1 Prestige. And I found it to be an absolutely miserable experience. I mean, it was fun, like in a way, to go for the top. It was a different time in the game for sure, too. Oops. And so that was enjoyable. It was a bit of a thrill ride, let's call it. But it was also absolutely miserable. Like, you're constantly just like, oh, when's the next Prestige champion come out? And then you're like, do I use my 6 stones now? Or do I wait? Just honestly a bunch of freaking nonsense that made the game stressful and unfun. And I kind of left it when I went to 4 Loki. That was about the time I left the Prestige race. And my enjoyment of the game improved significantly, okay? And so I want that for you all. I rarely say, like, don't play the game this way, because I'm big on the whole, like, don't yuck someone else's yum. But this is one time, guys, where I'm going to say it, man. Like, honestly, unless you're just loving Prestige, just don't, man. Just opt out. Like, look at what it's doing. And like I said on stream today, it feels like people are riding this scary-ass roller coaster that they are not enjoying, when you could just be, like, in the lazy river with the pina colada, man. And, like, why? Like, if you were enjoying the roller coaster, great. But so few people sound like they are. So don't do it. Like, just literally not. And I can't remember the name of the viewer, but they brought it up on stream today, and they're like, yeah, but what? They were choosing between Future Ant-Man and another tech champion, and they were both really good. And they went with Future Ant-Man because they had higher prestige and they were at high sing. I was like, okay, using it as a tiebreaker, I get it, and that makes sense, and do that. But like, dude, don't buy 6 stones just for prestige. Don't like rank up a crappy champion. Like, well, Idum's not crappy, but he's one of the worst of the prestige champions. Okay, in the top group, don't rank him up for prestige. Rank him up because you like him. Like when you remove all of that stuff, this game becomes insanely fun, and you're able to just like ride the ups and downs and the things like. Not that I wasn't frustrated by the connection issues. I was, and I let Kabam know internally, and I've restarted my Twitter because like I feel like Twitter's a great place to make those sort of quips or those thoughts and let you all know. I've totally restarted Twitter because I had left it. I needed a strong social media break, a long one. But I was like, I don't have time to make a video telling you guys the connection issues. You guys already know, right? And I just don't have time when I'm thinking about it. But I can go and make a quip about it. Like today, I was talking about prestige. And like, I know that, and I know a lot of you are probably like, dude, well, what do I, like, that's great, man, but I already spent money, or I've been ranking prestige. I'm sorry. Like, I truly am. I'm not going to say I told you so, because that sucks. No one likes that. That's not my goal here. And what I'll say is, my hope, because Kabam wants us to have fun. I think that's important to keep in mind. I think it's just they get it wrong. It's a live service game, and sometimes they get it wrong, and they're not always the best at saying, sorry, we got this wrong. So sometimes it feels quite a bit more antagonistic than I think it should. My advice would be, let's see how this goes. Let's see if like everyone's prestige fell, because what I'm hoping is that everyone's prestige fell a precipitous amount. Or not everyone, but a variety of people, let's say, except for maybe like the most massive, huge whales. And so it won't really change much. That's what I'm hoping. Let me know, though, if we're already seeing real-world examples where that's not the case. But that's my hope. And then I realized too, and I'll get back to the chat. I just want to finish this like full prestige thought. Is I realized that the quest is about to change, right? And our rewards will be based on that. I think one of the biggest things with rewards is one of the bigger concerns is always like the competitive nature of it all. Like, what is someone else earning relative to what I am earning? And trust me, I get that. Like, I get it. Like, I say, like, I only whale on the big sales. It's like, well, yeah, because that's when the most stuff comes out. And so I'm not trying to act like, see, it doesn't matter. I'm not doing that. But what I am saying is like, hopefully the way the prestige stuff works out over the next couple of months, like everyone's kind of slotted in a similar spot to where they would have been should the prestige thing have not changed. There's always going to be outliers. Like if people had really focused in their top 5, and I have a feeling tomorrow, Maddie and MCoC Encyclopedia are going to educate me a lot on that, because I could see a lot of your free to play and your low spend having really focused on their top 5. And what I would say to them is like, I'm really sorry. That absolutely sucks. I totally agree. And I'm sorry. You know? All right, let's look at the prestige here. So what happens when you use the code? Do you have to buy to use the code? Yeah, so you have to buy. And that's why I'm like, please no one ever feel pressure to spend money. I never want someone being pressured to spend money in this game, from your alliance mates, from literally anything. Okay, if you're spending, having fun and it fits your budget, go for it. Aside of that, yeah, you do have to spend, because what Kabam essentially does is they act as a pass through, and some of what you spent goes to the content creator whose code you use. So, and just to be clear, because Ace, I don't know when you showed up in the chat, we don't work for Kabam. If anything, if we work for someone, it's for you. For me, I'm viewing it as just a further strengthening of the relationship between me and my viewers. That's it. And Kabam's like the pass through for it. If anyone's losing money on it, it's Kabam. Wish you had made a video. Someone like me joining late will never know what the combo was. There will be timestamps, man. You could go to like 1355 or 537. I will leave those. And maybe I will make a video. I want to just see. I expected my audience to be pretty cool about this, and I mean that in a variety of ways. I didn't expect my audience to be overly bothered. I didn't expect my audience to be overly upset. And I expected them to be like, all right, cool. Like, if I spend, I'll do that. Sounds good. You know? I think most are upset because Prestige was the one area where free-to-play could keep up with the whales. And no, that isn't true. So it's interesting because I didn't read the chat before I said that. That's where I'm thinking Maddie and MCoC Encyclopedia, like that's one of the purposes for that podcast that we're recording tomorrow. Is one for that platform to be put out. They both have big platforms, but the more we collaborate, the better. And as far as that is concerned, and two is to educate myself, dude. I really want to know because it's easy to be like, well, it didn't bother me, well, you're one person, dude. So thank you, Kurt. I appreciate you bringing that up. I actually think there will be more flexibility than most people think. Kabam is going to group people in brackets or viewpoints here or there. Not going to. I hope and think that, let's say Kabam does realize they made a mistake. I think they'll iterate or titrate or whatever. I think they will, because they want everyone to have fun. They just don't always hit it the first or second or third time, right? So that's what I think. The problem will be the upheaval in the meantime, because it sucks. So, let's lament while it sucks and hope and put a little pressure on Kabam to make it good. Game was way more enjoyable after I tried to read that too fast. Game was way more enjoyable after I left the meta rat race. Sammy, it is. I'm happy to hear you say that, man. I've even formed my own alliance. Because I kept being like, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to get a tag on a Saturday and playing with my kids in the park and my wife and our dogs, and I don't want to get a tag saying I got to go place a white Magneto pre-fight. That makes me hate the game. And I get it. Some people want to play that way. And seriously, that's cool. I'm not saying that's bad for them. I'm saying that's bad for me. And so I was like, I'm just going to make my own alliance. Now I'm fortunate to have a pretty good sized YouTube channel for our game. And so I immediately got 30 people who are amazing. They're awesome. Our alliance kicks ass. I have a wait list of honestly about 20 people. And they're also awesome, and they check in really nicely, and it's really good. But yeah, I realize not everyone can just do it. But if you have the ability to, I highly recommend it. Just play. People are playing the game the way you want to play. And here's the wild thing, and we do have some whales. We have some solid whales, man. And I mean that with respect. I don't make fun of whales. I only make fun of whales if they're acting like dicks. And the whales in my alliance, to all my experience with them, they are not dicks. So we have some whales. We also have some free to play. And we do pretty good. We hit 121 in raids this last week, which is pretty high. We'll see what that is with the new change. And if it's lower, I don't care. I want to play with people I want to play with and who are playing the same way. And we hit P3. We hit Platinum 3 in War last season. So really proud of that. I don't think we'll always be Platinum 3, but that's the way it worked out. And yeah. Maddie, hey, what's up, dude? Where are we at? We're somewhere between boiling and cool. Somewhere between 0 and 100 degrees Celsius, my friend. I made it Celsius so Maddie would understand. He's from England. I would look up, but I would then die. And I would prefer not to unalive my own character. That's just not how I like to play. I know you would think that's how I like playing. I'm just going to focus on playing around the node. I know I should build more poise, but I don't want to. Although it may have been a good idea. Let's see if we can just end it. I do think Tears is a good idea. Great call, man. You speak of the devil. Yeah. We were just talking about Prestige. Yeah, Maddie, we were kind of talking about Prestige. I was, no one hates the, I don't like the I told you so when someone's like in the middle of feeling down about something. So I'm not going to do the I told you so to Prestige folks. What is this? Shock. Okay. And I agree. I understand. I did it myself. It is fun while you're in it. It's just at some point I recognize how stressful it was for me. Sure, you can only block unblockable special attacks, right? Yeah. This could get ugly. And I'm just trying to encourage folks to, one, hopefully let this play out for a couple months. If it's bad, please, by all means, let's give Kabam crap. Let's let them know. I will be doing it internally. Like, you all letting me know it's bad would be one of the ways I would know. But I do think ultimately Kabam wants everyone to have fun. I think what they're trying to do is incentivize like full collection. And also, I think there's a lot of players who actually like that a lot. In fact, sometimes I do. It's one of my favorite things about Battlegrounds. Is like I'm on a quest and I'm kind of mindlessly picking some champions and whatever. I'm talking with you all, and yeah, it's fun, man, right? I go into war. I take single champions that are very finely tuned for the very specific defender node combination. I go into Battlegrounds, but I get to finally use like 30 champions. And that's one of my favorite things about Battlegrounds is like, I get to use so many of my champions. Well, dude, I have like hundreds of 7-stars. And so that's one of the things that's cool about like Crucible and all. So I do think that Kabam's trying to lean into that a little bit more with this. Like I understand why this, and I saw the term like money grabby earlier. I fully understand why this feels that way. I fully believe I understand that. I just think that this is one of those issues where I was saying earlier that I think sometimes things can feel a certain way when they're not intended that way. And I think right now it feels that way because you logged on, you see your prestige drop 10,000, and you're like, what this F, right? You're like, I literally lost like a third of my prestige. That's not cool. So yeah. Nope, they're trying. Oh, okay, that's a little earlier in the chat, so I don't know. Rhino next 4 Vega. Ooh, I liked him. I didn't like him that much. And I've had a couple people say that they felt like his damage was worse than I thought. So I think he's going to be one of those ones where until we actually have a 7-star or someone who consistently tests with 3 stars. Maddie, that's what you test, isn't it, dude? Uh-oh. I'm gonna get Cole unalived. Uh-oh. Oh no, 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 not today, not like this. Not like this. Here it is. Yeah, it happened. I'm sorry, right in front of everyone. That is really disappointing. Maddie, you consistently test 3 stars, right? Did you test him? Like, that's what I think we need. I think Seaton consistently tests 3 stars, and he did it. We need someone, like, I don't typically test 6 stars. And so for me, I was like, oh, this feels pretty good. Because I was like, well, kind of what my memory of what a 6-star rank 3 would do. And so I think we're going to need that to really understand the damage component for him. Yes, I agree with what Elijah is saying. That I think that this is more just about trying to find ways to make it fun to use our rosters. They don't want it to feel like a money grab. And we don't know, like, so whether it is or not, I don't know. That's why I'm typically not interested in that debate. I can tell you how something feels. Because I am not interested in prestige, and I haven't been for a very long time, it doesn't feel that way to me. But I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because it feels that way to you. We're different. We're different players. Dude. Yeah. And for anyone where I don't care, we're just gonna revive with it. I really don't care. I'd rather just talk with you all. What's the CCP? User triple chin. So the code that we're talking about right now is to support various content creators. There is the code that Dorky Dave had. I don't think that goes live till September 4th, which is the day of the Samurai sale. I will be streaming that sale. I don't know if I'm going to participate in it. I haven't decided. I have not tested Silver Samurai at all. He looks cool as hell. But I haven't tested him, so I have no idea. And I tend not to participate in those sales. I think the last one Kabam had, I didn't participate in. For me, it'll probably come down to, one, he looks so cool though, dude. He looks so cool. I'm gonna try not to be swayed by that. It'll come for like how many rank up resources there are. I think is what it'll probably come down to for me. All right. Okay, Brian, let's see. I want to be respectful of what Brian's saying here, man, because Brian seems a little perturbed, and that's fair. But that's what it is. Every new champion will have higher prestige and be a must buy. But Brian, I feel like we're presenting different sides of the same coin. What I'm saying is like, I'm buying that champ. They can do the prestige as high as they want. I'm not doing that. So, I don't find that fun. I'm not going to engage in that. I am not going to. The prestige will be potentially a tiebreaker for me, like the viewer from earlier today. I can't remember their names. If that was you, thank you, and I apologize. I can't remember your name. But what I'm saying is like, I'll maybe let it be a tiebreaker because I'm an alliance, and so I want to be aware of the people I'm playing the game with and try to help them out too. But I mean, I just did the video asking you guys. You guys are basically choosing my next rank 4, and it looks like that video is getting enough likes. I set a like requirement for it. I think I set it at. I'm looking at a board here, by the way. There's not like some bird flying by. I think I set the like requirement at only 300 likes, and I think it's well past that. I think, and I'm going to keep doing that. Like, and I'm enjoying the game ever since. One of the things that's helped me enjoy the game is I don't care about prestige. I don't like at all. So my recommendation, man, is as time moves on, is just try not to give a flying F about it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I think you're right, though. I do think prestige champions will continue to come out. I completely agree. LG Dylan, dude, absolutely, man. That's awesome, and congratulations on getting it started. I am of the opinion, in my experience with Mike and Dave, and I don't know if their name is public. That's the only reason I'm not saying it. There's a variety of people on that team. I have had nothing but professionalism from them. Again, they're not perfect, but they are professional. And so if you feel like, a month or two goes by and you don't hear anything, like, honestly, you can come to me and tell me. I would want to know that. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I would want to know that. Yeah, good luck. Yeah. Shamousy. Is it Shamousy? Shamousy 86? I think there's also that factor, and that's why I want to wait a couple months before I really come out like strong. It's good, it's bad, it's mid, it's middle. Is because I think it's such a massive change as far as how the prestige is actually calculated that it's really hard for us to right now know for certain how that's going to continue to go, and also how Kabam's going to influence it, or whatever the term is, right? Like when they buff champions, it feels like sometimes their prestige is buffed, sometimes it's not. Like there's just so many unknowables right now that all I can really say is I'm sorry for the folks who've had a negative experience. I totally get it, and say that I hope it gets better, and that I think Kabam wants us to have fun. I think they do. So Brian, I want to continue this conversation with you, man, because I feel like you're genuinely trying. I no part of me, and everyone, be nice to Brian in the chat. No part of me thinks you're like trolling. So I just want to be clear with this. And also, I fully recognize it is a lot easier. I should have finished off Hulkbuster there first before doing that. It is a lot easier to be on this side of it. I have a microphone. I get to like expound and explain, and you got to type. The Vega, then why play the game if you're only going to be phased out? What's the point of playing? I don't understand. What makes you think you'll be phased out, bud? I haven't cared about prestige in years, literally years. And I'm having more fun since I stopped. Oh wow, that was fast. Since I stopped caring about prestige. Can you let me know why you feel like you'd be phased out? No, I've been playing from beta. No, I'm older than Brian Grant. Okay, that's. What makes you feel like what makes you feel like you'd be phased out, man? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious. Not able to get top rewards. Okay. So if I understanding you, if the point of playing the game for you is to get the best rewards, then yeah, I get it, man. But I would say if that is, then you need to beat Barrow Man in Battlegrounds. You need to beat GT40 in War. Maybe you're already in GT40. I don't know. I don't know you, Brian. But I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to lead to a lot of happiness. You know, I play the game to have fun, and maybe we just play for different reasons, and that's okay. And I'm sorry. I am sorry that you feel that way. My recommendation would be to try to feel a little bit differently about the game. But if that might not be why you play the game, dude, right? We all play games for different reasons. And I get that. Vega read last week. So what's up, Taz? How can I get Weapon X and MCoC? What event and how much unit to grind for it? Dude, I don't know anymore. Though I think I got him from a massive sale, dude. He was like a chase champion. It's been a while, so I don't fully even remember. I don't know. I don't think I knew how good he was when I went and got him. And then I started playing him. And then one of the guys on the Illuminati named T. Jarvis put out a video, and it was just like ridiculous. And then I started playing him. So yeah, dude. What I hope is that he eventually comes. Like, this is why I didn't claim Dark Phoenix. This is why I haven't ranked up Human Torch. When they do like these huge chase champions and they don't make it known when they're going to come to like the base crystal or something, I'm just going to continue to. The chat convinced me to go ahead and claim them and just not rank them, and that's just what I'm going to do. I don't like that. Like I like the idea that people know when champions will be obtainable for free, because I want free to play to at least have a good time, you know, and I think that can be helpful to it. In normal gameplay, I can understand BG is for the whales, but why screw over the whole community? I think we're really approaching this from different places, Brian. Yeah, and maybe that'll turn out that way. I'm open to the idea that in a month, it's like, dude, you have messed over everyone. Why did you do this? And maybe that's what will happen, and then I'll be right there with you. Bearman is so good at BGs, they're not inviting him to the brawl. Is that what the case now? He's not invited? Or you just, because I can see you're kind of making a joke there too. He is probably the best. An example of like creator codes and the stuff. I don't know if you guys, do you remember the VBC, the tournaments I used to hold? If creator codes go well enough, that's coming back. That is absolutely coming back. I lost, well, it got to the point where it's doing okay, but I lost money on the VBC, and it was a shoot load of time to run that. And I think it brought in like goodwill, but it's not like it brought in a ton of viewers. And then of course I compensated the champions and the winners really well. If creator codes go well enough, that VBC is coming back, and we're going to make it better than it ever was. Like, I love doing that. So that's another example. I hadn't thought of that actually, of how creator codes could be a positive, or what I'm looking forward to them if they go the right way. So there was nothing wrong with them, just another money grab. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you you're wrong. I think it's not giving credit to some people who enjoy the collection aspect, but I hear you. I really do. I think I'll expand on this later in the podcast because it'll be funnier than delivery match at the top. Yeah, that's the problem, Maddie. Is again, you guys can only type and I get to talk. It's like that's why I don't want it to be a debate. It's because it's not fair. Like, you guys can only type. But yeah, let's talk. This is actually one of the topics for tomorrow. BG is not for whale. Spending can only take you to a point. So I have a theory on Battlegrounds, and maybe this will come out more tomorrow, but we can talk about it right now. Actually, I'll actually say it. Ooh, I don't think I meant to do that. Oh, good. Okay. Let me get this fight down, and then I'll talk about it. Hey, what's up, Charlie? I guess it would take me a lot to. And I also, again, I recognize, guys, it's easy for me to sit here and be like, I don't care. You know, we're not all the same. I think I would love to talk to you about a tournament if you ever have time. I have your Discord line. I did part of my social media purge was I completely deleted Line. Kurt, let me know if we're friends on Discord. You're not bothering me, buddy. You're not bothering at all. I appreciate you being polite about it, but you're definitely not bothering. Hey, what's up, B? Charlie, playing for fun is the way to go. Prestige be damned. It's fine, but I'm not going to chase it. I have a great roster thanks to a lot of luck and a bit of spending. Yeah, Charlie and I seem to approach the game very similarly. And I respect that that's not going to make everyone fun. Like, I like my, like, true competing. Like, my true, like, if I can still play sports, you know? But don't play them quite as well as I used to. And I get it. Some people like they're competing through video games, you know? So, yeah. My goal in this sort of thing is very rarely to tell someone that they're wrong. Throw it. Throw it. Come on, dude. Why are you being this way? Well, that didn't work out so well. I'm just gonna let him die. Hey, Trevor, what's up, dude? Any interesting topic? Nah, just a bunch of boring stuff. Yeah, just like we're gonna be like, is Ghost good? I don't know. Maybe, kinda, sometimes, very rarely. 9. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one, man. I think MCoC Encyclopedia was here earlier. Maybe it was on this morning stream. But Maddie's here, and Maddie's going to be on the next podcast. All right, Maddie, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, rest up, man. Get your energy, drink some Gatorade, maybe carbo load, you know. Is anyone running Ghost in the speech? I know, I'm not. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, man? I said hello to you in a kind of backwards way earlier. Actually, did Ham actually leave? Wait, Ham knows that he wasn't actually kicked off the stream, right? Uh-oh. I don't want to be the target of a Ham video, man. Aaron, did you get me in trouble? My phone is so hot. It's like finally in the 70s here in San Francisco. So everything's all hot. We're all like, oh my God, it's 70 degrees. I don't know what to do. Let's see. I said there was something I was going to come back to you. Oh, BGs for the whales. So do you guys remember when everyone was really upset about Battlegrounds and it hadn't been buffed in a long time? I want to take you back to this period of time. And some of us, like myself, got involved in... my theory is this, and you guys tell me if this sounds right to you. We'll never know. We'll never be able to prove it. But here's my theory. Is that Kabam realized like how much Battlegrounds was great for the game, but also potentially negative for the game. In that like champ creation, champ acquisition, like people were only willing to spend or acquire a champion if it was helpful in Battlegrounds. So then the designers were having to make them good in Battlegrounds, but eventually like that became a problem because now it was like, okay, people are ending fights in 18 seconds and now it's got to be 17, right? And so they kind of let time go on. They developed the PvE side, which I think is obvious they actually did. And so Battlegrounds kind of got put by the wayside, right? Like rewards budgets, as far as like how much rewards are going to be available in the game and those sorts of things. But then Battlegrounds players started getting really, really upset. And you know, a lot of your big, most prominent YouTubers, if you think about it, the vast majority are either incredibly competitive in Battlegrounds. And then there's like me, where it's like, well, I'm happy to make Quantum or Mysterium, but like, I still really enjoy Battlegrounds. And like being in the top 1,000 of something in the world usually is pretty good. And was like, we're angry, we're pissed off. We've gotten to the point where you've pissed us off, right? And so I think kind of what I feel like Kabam did was they were like, okay, listen, you want great rewards from Battlegrounds? You want what the hell is this stuff called? Ethereum or Mysterium or this stuff. Radiance. And you want the store updated, we're going to need to make money through it. We're going to monetize the H out of it. And so that's what's happened. All these defenders, these attackers, the countering each other, the hard counters, I don't have them all up in front of me, but I feel like that was literally it. And one of the things that's kind of making me more and more even feel like, again, I can't prove it, and Command's never going to say it, but like, I don't see Zola in questing. I don't see Yelena in a quest. I almost never see Serpent in a quest, and it wasn't until there was like some pretty decent counters. Serpent's like his own thing. And so the only place you see him is in War and in Battlegrounds. And so like that's what I feel like happened. And so I do think Battlegrounds as like in the general thing became more whaley. It became more blubbery, it became more whaley. Like I feel it. I don't have Human Torch, I do not have Dark Phoenix. And it is testing my whole like stance on like, no, I don't like this. I'm not gonna rank them. And I have to ban Human Torch and I have to ban Dark Phoenix, which leaves me with like one actual ban. And even I'm already feeling it, and I whale on every big sale. So imagine people who won't do that, right? And so I do feel like as a general mode to do well in it, or to be competitive or to push oneself, I think that's what to push oneself, I think you got to whale. Or you have to totally frame it differently of, I'm going to push myself as far as I can without massive spending. And I think that's just what happened. I could be wrong, but I really think that's what happened. But Ham is a mercurial talent. I'm pretty proud of myself. I think I pronounced mercurial right. Mercurial. Given to bouts of fancy. Dude, Aaron, what are you like Shakespeare right now? What's going on, man? Who knows where the wind will blow the lad from? You did turn into Shakespeare from one moment to the next. She was fun so to null with 5%. Mr. V always touting the null. Top 30 players are just 1% spenders. For what? I was doing a lot of talking, man. Let me know what you're talking about. Same, no Human Torch, no Dark Phoenix. It's a lot, dude. Justin, what's up, dude? I thought it was on purpose, Sammy. We're missing someone. The autocorrect. Defamation. Who do you think deserves the generic 7-star Awakening gem? Who are the options, Andre? Let us know. I just don't like BG's at its core concept. I think a competitive PvP mode in the game that is so heavily reliant on luck is kind of scummy. I agree. There is. Let me think about how I'm going to put this. I'm going to put the phone down for a second. I'm putting the phone down. I think what I've done for this game is I've tried to let go of trying to control RNG. I have found that anytime I try to control RNG, it has almost always led me to frustration and regret. Be it that opening crystals. That's why I almost never hoard crystals. Even if they're the ones I get free during, I'm doing it now because Red Hulk is so bad and so ridiculous in the Titan crystal that I will be incredibly angry should I get him. So that's why I've waited. But I would not wait just so I could pull Yelena or something like that, although she's in this one. But you guys get the point. I'm not doing it so I can pull who's really good coming to the next one. Cassandra Nova? I don't know. You guys just make up champion, okay? This really amazing champion. Let's say Mr. Knight was going to be it. I'm not going to do that because that would lead me to being very upset that I haven't pulled Mr. Knight, right? So what I've done is I'm just going to put my egg. It's like if anyone's played blackjack, I think they'll understand this concept is I'm just going to do my best to put the odds as much in my favor as possible. And then Lady Luck's going to decide what Lady Luck's going to decide. That's why I say if I end up in like whatever the tier below where I'm at in Battlegrounds is, what's going on? It's not like Artrum or something. Arcane. Well, okay, I haven't played Battlegrounds in days, so this isn't a surprise. If I end up in Arcane, fine. I still know what I'm doing in Battlegrounds. I'm pretty good. I definitely know the matchup. Or like, I just don't know all the swipe, tappy, right? That's fine. I'm okay with that. If I end up in Mysterium, great. But the times I've been disappointed in playing Battlegrounds is when I've been in Celestial and I try to stay there. And then all of a sudden I've played for 6 hours and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And so if that's what you enjoy, cool. But like literally every time I've tried to control RNG, I end up frustrated. And so I've decided, do I enjoy the game? Yes, RNG is an integral part of the game. They are never going to get rid of it. And so I'm just going to opt out. I'm going to opt out of it in War. I'm going to opt out of it in Battlegrounds. I'm going to opt out of it in literally everything. And like, it's not truly RNG if Kabam puts out a prestige champion, but as far as its practical implications for me as a player, I'm opting out, man. No, I don't care. I don't even know who the prestige. I think it's High Evolutionary. I think. I don't know. It's not part of my thinking. The only reason I'm aware of it is so I can be a good YouTuber and a resource for you all. Let's see. The real RVC. After a couple years of not playing, watching your content got me back into it, having fun again. Dude, that's amazing to hear. I hope I really love hearing that. Thanks for telling me. Genuinely love. Love's a strong word. I very much really enjoy playing the game, and the more I've gotten out of that, the more I'm like, I applaud Barrowman while also being like, I don't want to do that. I also don't think I would be as good at him even if I played as much as him, but I don't want to do that. I want to do other stuff. You know? Same goes for like Andrew the Rough and Lags and all those guys. Respect the hell out of it. Cassandra Nova's in 7. Thank you, Crazy Connect. Nico, but I have it. That's right, Nico. That's one of the reasons why I don't do crystal hunts anymore either. Because I was like, it so often leads in like frustration. Justin, what's up? I finished Crucible today and pulled and awakened anti-venom. Thoughts? Big dub, dude. Big dub. Congratulations. You have to play a lot to even out the RNG. Essentially that, Old Man Easy. Yeah. They're essentially, what essentially like the really high tier guys are doing is they're playing so much that one, their skills are better, but they've gotten to where they're playing enough to average out their bad RNG to end up in the placement they would have if RNG wasn't so frequent in the mode. And I was like, I ain't gonna do that, man. I used to have dreams of it. I was like, I'm gonna hit C4. I think I honestly, if I played enough, I think I'd hit C4. But I'd have to remember my priorities. My wife, my kids, my job, my dogs, making content for this channel. No way in hell. I do the day's practice, move on. Yeah, I usually do too. I don't have enough time. Yeah, and that's okay. It's good. It's healthy. Charlie, yes, the pushing bees is so stressful. I remember falling from Arcane to Uru in a day and a half because of the crappy drafts. It's so demoralizing. Yeah. I mean, that's when I'm some of the most like, here, let's play right now. Let's play. I'm probably gonna lose. I haven't played in days. I don't even remember the meta, to be totally honest. And like, you could lose 8, you could win 8. You know? Yeah. Actually, what am I doing? I'll do this. No, I need to finish that August content, guys. I want to prove my point, but you guys already know. I mean what I'm saying. I don't want to ignore these rewards. It'd be kind of stupid of me. I'm all okay with making dumb decisions, but not that dumb. I don't think there was ever a path in which bees didn't become a whale fest. It's essentially 2.0. MCO 2.0. I more or less agree with that, and I don't think that's bad. Like I don't begrudge Kabam for wanting to make money off the game. And I think it's up to us as players to opt out of stuff if we're not wanting to do it. If the attacker is suffering from at least 10 daunted. Wait, hold on. Okay. I have no idea how to fight Cassandra. I was on vacation when her and what's his nuts came into the game. Solvark. Is this gonna get ugly? Okay. I have a feeling this is about to get really ugly, and I'm not in love with that. Hopefully Bastion can take care of her for me. Use Ironheart, but I can only use Ironheart once, right? Don't bait heavies. Isn't she stun immune? So I have to just intercept her the whole time? Yeah, I should clarify. I don't think it's bad for the... Oh, I didn't interpret you as being negative, Charlie. But thanks for clarifying, man. I agree. No time to GBGs with a 1-year-old and another baby. Yeah, man, and that's like that's honestly the young kids, man. That's what, if I ever do start the second channel, which again I'm not so sure I'm going to now. That's one of the topics for multiple videos is young kids and young families. It is a beautiful time but stressful time, man. There's a reason why everyone like looks healthier when their kids hit middle school. Have you noticed this? Take a look around. Everyone looks like happier, younger. It's because they're less stressed. Need to intercept and don't bait heavies. All right, let's just give it a go. Thanks for the advice. If I die, I probably need to go have dinner with my family here in a minute. I think we got a few more minutes though. What's the note again? 1-2 punch, each time knocks in the door, there's power sting, slow, whatever, blah, 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 yada, yada. All right. Let's see. Nightmare, you've avoided Red Hulk. You are, dude, congratulations, man. That's what we want to see. That's the good stuff right there. And I will continue to make fun of Red Hulk as much as I possibly can. Hopefully you were here when you heard, though. It's not Red Hulk's fault, man. He's like, Red Hulk is essentially the kid that's not that good at soccer, but his parents are really rich, so they got him on the team. Like someone powerful at Kabam, I think, loves Red Hulk, and so they got Red Hulk on the squad. But he doesn't deserve it. The thing is, it's not Red Hulk's fault. He didn't even ask to be on there. He knows he's not good. You know what I mean? It's not his fault. His parents are just rich. You know what I'm saying? The no sleep is no joke. What's that? What are we talking about? Honestly, I had a easier time with the Cassandra boss than I did with the Soul. Solvark's tough, dude. I don't think the general community is respecting Solvark nearly enough. Solvark's a good champion. Might be confusing as hell. Totally fine. I get that, but he's very good. I've just seen too many things of him doing great stuff for me to think he's not good. I think he's just ooh, Jesus. All right, let's see what happens. Crimson Falcon, what's up, dude? Thanks for being here. Well, that wasn't very kind of you at all. How many of those beams is she gonna throw? Wasn't it Ebb and Flow Intercept? No, it must be Ebb and Flow Knockdown. Those beams really aren't that hard to dodge. I don't know why I made that so difficult. Wait, what is that protection from? It doesn't tell me. Hey, congrats on that rank up, Warrior. What's up, dude? John, what's up, man? Thanks for all the great comments, man. I really appreciate the support. I'll read your comment here in a minute. I've intercepted her. I've knocked her down. And now I have reverse controls on me. How do you get rid of this protection? Interceptor, dummy. Alright, not too bad. Turns out Bastion's good. When kids get older, you just get a different kind of stress. Absolutely, old man easy. Absolutely. But like, I've been seeing a lot of my friends lately. The kids are back in school. People are back from summer vacations and stuff. And of course, I was gone for work and stuff. And so I've been seeing a lot of like our family friends, and there's been parties, people's birthdays, those sorts of things. And like my wife and I have just commented so much. We're like, everyone just seems so much like stress free, like carefree, easygoing. They look healthy, like, and it's just been like, and we feel it in ourselves too, you know? That's been good. You got that right. And like I said, congrats on that rank up, dude. On that, I see the Unawakened Bastion. He's awesome, man. He's a great champion. He's a great champion. I don't think he's the best tech. Doesn't need to be. He's one of them. I said I'd read a chance. Oh, from John. I don't have the time to grind BGs like that for the same reasons. Family, kids, demand a job, I play for fun. I definitely wouldn't rank high Evo. I think that's got to be high Evo if I had him. Nor would I rank Surfer for Siege. So Surfer was one of the like my breaking points. Like you guys didn't know me back at this time, so it might even sound weird. But I was playing in a high prestige. It was a very high prestige alliance, and just like I remember Surfer, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do it. But you know, you had to. For Loki, like the leadership of For Loki at that time, and of course I love their current leadership, like Karate Mike's like the leader. But the leadership of For Loki at that time, I'll always have a ton of respect for. Annotators became a semi-controversial figure, and I understand that. But I'm grateful to him letting me in the alliance, and I was in his BG. He coached me up a lot on how to play and get better. And you know, I believe we all make. I don't want to talk about it too much. There's so much stuff we will never know. We don't know, and you know, none of us are celebrities. You know. And then a guy named B Manny, just a real like salt of the earth kind of man, you know, and really respect him a ton. My prestige dropped too, Warrior. I'm almost certain it did, but I stopped carrying up prestige years ago. I couldn't tell you what it was, and my recommendation to everyone is to just like let it be a tiebreaker, maybe, or a way that you allocate your resources. But don't spend on it. Don't stress it. Don't get caught into it. It's not fun. And I'm sorry for everyone who's been negatively affected by it, because that is crappy. B Manny is a man. Yeah, he's a good dude, Kurt. He's a good dude. Like really good dude. I had to just a little story about B Manny. This was during COVID, and there was a family emergency in my family. A lot of my my extended family, like my brothers, my sisters, my dad, that kind of stuff, lives in Southern California. And there was a pretty big emergency, and you know, a genuine and real concern. And you know, I didn't even have time to let the guys know. It was for Loki, Tier 1 war, like, you know. And I was assigned the main boss for that war. And the, you know, the signs have come out. And you guys know how this is before like the extra planning and all that stuff. And I was driving all the way home from like the Orange County, Long Beach area to San Francisco. So I wanted to come back and be with my kids, my wife, you know, and it was a pretty good resolution to the family thing. So everything turned out okay, but it was stressful. And I think I was in that area for like less than 48 hours. I drove down in the middle of the night, got there, and whatever, it doesn't matter. And, you know, the assignments had come out. And so I pulled over and I took the boss fight in the parking lot of an In-N-Out as you drive on the 5 between Northern California and Southern California. And of course I died, right? It was with Cosmic Ghost Rider to a Killmonger. And I was just like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I shouldn't even like be here in this alliance. Like, I'm not that good at this game. I want to get better, but... And then, of course, you had the family emergency and all this stuff. So I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like pulled over in a parking lot of an In-N-Out doing this. and I feel like crap. And, you know, this guy's like, hey, man, don't even sweat it. Like, do you even want to do a second attempt? Like, we're all good, man. Like, what's the worst thing that happens? We lose a war? It'll be okay. And just really respect that. And, like, we actually chatted for a while. Kind of told him what was going on. And he was a good dude. Just a real good dude. Seems like I have not played Quicksilver in a while. There we go. Get the old timing back. Oh man, you know what? That's interesting. No, I want. And I'm sorry. I almost changed the story slightly because I'm getting hungry too. It's almost dinner time. I was like, I don't know where to put myself in the parking lot of, and I didn't want to make it weird, so I was like, I'll just go with the truth. Does B-Manny still play? I believe he does. I believe he's in BG2, or at least he was for a very long time in 4 Loki. I used to do the same thing back in the day. I'd have to pull over, go hide in the closet. Sammy, there's literally a picture, because I took it, because I was like, what am I doing? A picture of me. I'm in the bushes at Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. Because, again, 4 Loki had tagged me and like, hey, you need, I don't remember what the fight was, but we need you to open up like the 2nd level of war. And the thing is, that was actually Lizer. They would have been okay if I was like, hey, I'm with my family. I can't do that right now. They would have made it work. But because of situations like I just explained to you, I really wanted to get it done. And also, I'll just, to be fully forthright, I wasn't like totally just altruistic about it. I also, for my own purposes, didn't want to be thinking about the fight. I wanted to get it done. Closest in and out is 6 hours away from here. I'm in West Texas. Don't. You guys have some great regional fast food though too, right? That's not in the rest of the country, rest of the states. Am I the one that doesn't get where they're buffing Toad? No. I started my usual talking crap on Toad in the stream this morning, and a bunch of people piped up. Toad has a big fan base, man. He also needs a buff, but he's got a big fan base. I remember the days before my wife and I was on dates and had to run the restroom to take down. Yep. Dude, the link nodes in AQ. Wasn't it like, it was like map 6, if I recall correctly? Was the one like when it first came out was like beyond stupid. Like so bad that like Kabam changed it within like a week. Stupid, right? I think it was map 6. I think Toad's buff will be very minimal. I think so too. I think there's a reason why so many people like him. I think he could use some updating. I'm actually glad they're doing it because I think he probably was good. He's better than Red Hulk, right? He's better than Red Hulk. I think he was good enough where if they had shoved him into a Titan, I would have made jokes and complained. But, I think a lot of really smart players would have been very happy with him. Nice step back, Cassandra. That was solid. Way to get hit by the easy to evade special, dude. Oh, she's stun immune. This isn't gonna work very well, is it? Let's see. He's got a let's see. I almost never play his SB3, and I'm still not sure how I'm gonna land my heavies at all. But let's at least have fun. Let's go out. Let's go out and fire, man. All I saw was Aaron type hands. What you doing with them hands, Aaron? God, link nodes. Those were the days. I hate them. I don't. No one misses link nodes. We used to have all hands on deck for map 6 right when it started to make sure. Yep, I remember like sitting there and you're like, okay, here we go. Everyone ready? Let's clear. And you're like, woo, good work, everybody. We've only got about 85 more nodes to clear. Like, I loathed it. Thanks, Doug. Scene's good people, man. I've gotten to know him from the various like Battle Brawl and the creator meetups and stuff. And yeah, it's cool, dude. He's one of the people that made me be like, I want to get into content creation. I don't know if he knows that. Cool. Kind of surprised he didn't add Toad to Central Poll already. Wasn't he in the vote? So that's what I'm saying. Is I think he's like I said. I think he's better than Red Hulk. You know, I think I like the idea of him getting a buff. I hope they remove that whole like he stuns poison immune thing. I hope they remove that, and maybe make him a little more current with. I'm not sure how, but just do something like that. I think that'd be great. Maybe buff his damage in the non-ideal matchups and just call it a day. Because he's good. He is good. I just like to make fun of him. I asked her to go to Vancouver and she said, how is a permanent vacation at your mom's sound? Like, well, my mom makes good food. Oh, shoot, don't say that. Do not say that. I make myself laugh, man. And Morb. Let's bring in Morb. Better than Red Hulk was faint praise, my man. You got that right faster. If you're like, well, I like it more than I like Red Hulk. Then yeah, that's what it isn't called, like damning with faint praise, right? Yeah, better than Red Hulk's faint praise. Yep. Not just because of Red Hulk, but I would be happy not pulling him or Torres again. Now that I said that, I'll probably pull Torres again. So I think Torres is close, dude. I know the buff is like only like what 18 months away or something ridiculous, but I do think he is. I think he's really close. I think he's really, really close, and I want to see what they do. And here's the thing, right? With like the way the game is now, because of Discord, I am able to see stuff that Kat Murdoch does, and she uses them for some pretty like really tough fights. To the point where you're like, he needs a buff. Yeah. She does that though. She like really gets the maximum out of champions. No. What the hell was that? Was that her heavy? I don't know if I've ever seen her heavy before. I think that might be the first time I've ever seen her heavy. It like confused me so much. Only 18 months. Damn, can't wait. What's up, Boris? I think you know, but I'm being facetious. I'm curious to see how much is. Oh, Brennan, That reminds me. Now that I'm live, I saw your comment about the Patriot and how I called it a miss. And look, I don't mind spending items. I don't want to do it because I'm not paying attention. So I'm going to stop the play, and I'll say this with Brennan, and then I'm going to sign off. Is what I meant by that was, because I think Bastion's good, and I meant what I said. Like, I think there's no way they make him not relevant. He's so like unique, and he deals with combos and all that, where I think he's going to be relevant for a long time. What I meant by is, like, I think he was probably incredibly difficult to make because he is so different, and Photon is a very tough defender, right? That, like, it feels like the best way to actually defeat Photon is to, like, turn her off. Like, that feels like the answer to her kit. So to make a champion that, like, can handle Photon pounding on them while having all those debuffs, I think could cause a lot of problems elsewhere. So they kind of tried to thread a needle with him, and I don't think they were able to thread that needle. And it might not have been possible. And so a bit of a workaround was to make him do so much damage with just the SP1 only. The idea being, and I could be totally wrong. Like, I'm not trying to say this is evidence or proof or anything like that. Like, obviously, we're not in the design room. We have no idea. But that's what it feels like to me, is like, to make a counter to Photon that actually answers her kit without turning her kit off, like Crossbones does or Mantis does or whatever. Like, you just don't let the debuffs be there. To make it so, like, you're strong enough to not take damage from Photon when you have debuffs on, and not make this champion go kill everything and all the quests and everything for the rest of the game, was probably almost impossible. And so that's what I meant more by it. I do think Photon, or not Photon, I think Photon's really good too, obviously. I still think she's the best science, although Spider-Woman's looking at me kind of angry like about that, and she might be right. But I do think Patriot is very good, and I'm glad I have him at rank 3. He's really, like, the whole thing. So I hope that explains it a little bit. And you may still disagree, and that's totally fine. We're different people, both smart. I know. Okay, thanks, Boris. I wish they kept the version of AW they were testing, the big thing. I give that feedback very regularly. Be like, you guys got any more of that big thing? It'd be really cool to get that back. People liked it, man. My suggestion is, and I've been suggesting this for years, literally years, is that they just make basically a map and a war for tier 1 and tier 2, and treat it kind of like how, like, European football is, European soccer football is, you know, if you're in tier 1, tier 2 at the beginning of the season and you can opt into it. If you want to opt out, I guess you can. I don't know, that might get a little complex. Maybe it's just, you just have to do it. And then you play that map and you play that season. Literally everyone else just does the big thing. Like, that's it. And if at the end of, like, the season, you know, like, maybe the bottom 5 alliances fall out of tier 2 and, like, the top 5 from tier 3 move up. I'm sure there's some negatives to it. That's just, like, the general concept. But I'm like, just treat tier 1 and tier 2 differently than the rest of the game, because the people playing tier 1 and tier 2 are playing it so differently than the rest of the game. And so try to make one map that makes all of them happy, I think is impossible. I just don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah. Vega, if you only play for fun, and then... if you only play for fun, then why set roster limits for your alliance? Must have R4 champs. Seems like a whale alliance. All right. So, Brian, I respect that you might be intending this way, but the questioning's starting to feel a little aggressive. Like, you're putting words in my mouth that I'm not saying. Like, I didn't say I only play for fun. And I've literally said earlier we have free to play in my alliance. So the minimums of R4 champions has been set by what is earnable from a active free to play player. Because we do want free to play to be able to play along. We just want to make sure everyone's active. And so that's what it is. I appreciate it. I think you make a really good point there. Yeah, thanks, B. And, like, we'll never know. We'll literally never know. That's just how it feels to me. What's up? Oh, I see. How you doing, man? Reminds me, I was totally sleeping on Crossbones, so I watched your video. Dude, he's so good. You just got to be good at. You have to be really good at him. I've never been able to fully harness Crossbones, but man, when I do, God, it's a really fun video game feeling, man. I really love it. So I'm happy with that. I really hated the big thing about it. There you go. You can't make everyone happy. And I have a feeling you're going to hate it for a good reason. I'm in a retirement to Alliance, and I have the biggest accounts. That season was just massive, on/massive. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that makes total sense, man. Yeah. I think Patient Musa in some ways, his kid is just unique. Yeah, I agree with that, old man. I agree with the whole thing. Faith, what's up, bud? Hey, everybody, I just want to stop by and say thanks, buddy. We're actually signing off. Thank you all of you for stopping by. Even Brian, like, I appreciate it, man. I enjoy the back and forth, man. It's fun. It's a good conversation as long as we stay respectful to each other. I'm all for disagreement and different points of view. I can learn from it. So thank you, all of you. Kurd, Aaron, Faith, Old Man Easy, OIC, John, all of you. Thank you. Huge thank you to Ozfan and El Chinyon. And remember, I will put timestamps in the description if you're interested in hearing basically, like, what is the code and, like, how does that work out, and what's the whole process with it and the whys. And then 1550, how I think about it, how I'm feeling, and what this is going to kind of allow me to do with my channel if the codes go the way I am hoping for. Of course, I'm very optimistic. I'm hoping to go exceptionally well, and they literally just continue to improve the product I'm able to put out and the investment I'm put out, and therefore make a better relationship between me and you all, which hopefully exists even longer than MCoC. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Sammy, thanks, buddy. Aaron, yeah, and I think I thanked Ozfan and El Chinyon. Let's all cheer on El Chinyon getting into the CCP. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.